Yeah. Until you're in that position, I guess you won't know. And a lot of people just will never know. A lot of people are fortunate and they're never going to struggle, so they're not going to understand it, and we can't expect them to, but we know. We know what it's like. We know how hard it is. I get it. But there's always going to be those that don't, and they're just going to, and they're going to try and look down their nose at you or make you feel like you're less than. You gotta ignore them. They just don't get it. They just don't understand. And that's fine. Good for them. Good for them that their life is, they're living in that bubble of rainbows and sunshine, but for the rest of us that do have to struggle, just know you're not alone. Well, good morning, guys. Oh, I still sound terrible, don't I? I do feel better, honestly. I feel better. Not great, but I'm feeling a lot better. At least I didn't wake up with my throat on fire. Usually when I first wake up, I can't even swallow. My throat is just inflamed and it's been awful. But I'm past that point. I'm just coughing up a lot of stuff and still got the foggy headedness and the fatigue, but we're pushing through, right? We got to do what we got to do. And I got lots to do. So I was looking at my schedule, and we're getting towards the end here of the school year, which means, I've got this next week and the week after, and I'll be picking up the kids from school. And then after that, I have a brief 2-week period where I can work. And I am going to hustle because I need to make as much money as possible. So I'm looking forward to that. So, as soon as the kids are done with school and I'm done, helping out and stuff, I am going to buckle down, man. I'm going to be working every day as much as I can. I got to make that money. I've got to. And because this is my chance to find out if I can make enough money just doing Uber and YouTube and, some other things. Because if not, I got to get back out there and find another job. And, like I said, it's hard to find a job in my area that isn't absolute crap. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. I'll let you guys go, and I'll see you in the car. It is so crazy beautiful out right now. This is the kind of day you wish you had a convertible. But then I always think of that scene in, what was it, with Shirley MacLaine and, where her daughter, Deborah Winger, was dying of cancer, and she started dating, was it Jack Nicholson? And he picked her up in his convertible, and she did not have convertible hair. And I remember they finally stopped at a restaurant or whatever, and she gets out and her hair was just like, it was fabulous. And I thought, yep, that would be me. I do not, but that's what my head wraps are for. So but yeah, I need a convertible. Okay, I was just listening to Jack, my buddy Jack Morgan, and he's got a guy on there today, and he was talking about how tight it is for people that are making $75,000 a year. $75,000 a year used to be decent money, but now he was talking about trying to save money on $75,000, trying to put money away for retirement or whatever. And basically he was saying, after you pay your rent, you buy food, you don't eat out, there's no eating out, but you buy healthy food, which is more expensive. Cheap food is crap because it's not really food. You can live off of Top Ramen and, and that kind of stuff. But if you want to live, you don't want to die when you're 50s of a heart attack, to eat good, wholesome, healthy food, and have some variety. It costs, but you got to cook it at home. So this guy's, he's not eating out. He's not going anywhere unless it's free. Like he said, he's not renting, all these different channels. He's just got basically just like Netflix. And if it's not free, he's not doing it. He's just paying his basic bills. He has a car payment. And just your average car, not your hoopty, not your, junker, but a nice, when you're working, you deserve a nice, decent car. People are acting like, oh, there's your problem right there. You're spending $30,000. $30,000 on is just a very average car that, hopefully will get you to and from work without breaking down, and you don't have to pay for all these maintenance bills or all these other fix-it things. So yeah, that's just, and if you're working and you're making $75,000, you should be able to afford a decent car. He's not driving anything fancy. He should be able to, that should afford you a decent life. You shouldn't have to struggle on $75,000. But basically what he's saying is he has to cut corners. And there's no living it up on that. It's not like there's extra money. That's just a tight, budget. And for one person, renting, car payment, not eating out, no vacations, not going out on dates, nothing like that. And he is able to save, I think he said like $3,200 a year. After all of his daily expenses, he's able to put $3,200 a year away. That's it. You'd think there'd be more. But can you imagine? Okay, if he's doing that on $75,000, how about the person that's going to be living on Social Security? Like I told you guys, the median Social Security check is between $1,700 and $1,900 a month. So you do the math. It's less than 24 grand a year, far less than that. Yeah. So what is that? So yeah, if you're going to be living on Social Security and you're bringing in $1,900 a month, you obviously cannot have a car payment. You can't have rent, and you're not going to be saving any money. So you don't have to worry about the $3,200 a year. You're just, you just need enough to meet your monthly bills, and hopefully, like I said, there's no. You own your own home, but you're still going to have taxes and insurance depending on where you live. That's going to make a difference. But not everybody owns their own home when they retire. That's just the way it is. Not everybody is fortunate enough to own their own home. Quite a few actually are still going to be paying rent, and rents are a lot. So, that's going to be the biggest expenditure is, your housing. And if you're, like I said, if you're getting $1,900 a month, how much of that are you going to want to spend? Because you're still going to you got to eat. You have to have utilities. You will still have like co-payments, even if you're on Medicare, you still have a share of cost, some prescription drug medicines that you have to pay out of pocket on. Yeah, if you're driving, you're going to have gas for your car, insurance, tags. There's just, expenses there. And that's just basic living expenses. That's not anything extra. If you need, new underwear, or if, you need new sheets for your bed, or tires for your car, or, your appliance goes out. There's so many things, any little hiccup in life can wipe you out. So, when I hear people act like, oh, these people they're being frivolous with their money. They can do it. They're just being frivolous. You obviously are not living on the same planet as the rest of us because that is just that's just mean, to act like people are being frivolous with their money when they're living on such a tight budget and they're squeaking by, and then to look down on them and act like they're doing something wrong. Yeah. Until you're in that position, I guess you won't know. And a lot of people just will never know. A lot of people are fortunate and they're never going to struggle, so they're not going to understand it, and we can't expect them to. But we know. We know what it's like. We know how hard it is. I get it. But there's always going to be those that don't, and they're just going to, and they're going to try and look down their nose at you or make you feel like you're less than. You gotta ignore them. They just don't get it. They just don't understand. And that's fine. Good for them. Good for them that their life is, they're living in that bubble of rainbows and sunshine, but for the rest of us that do have to struggle, just know you're not alone. And from what I'm seeing, it's going to get worse before it gets better. I think it's going to get better eventually. I know there's a lot of naysayers out there that act like, what's coming is just going to really be far worse than anything that's ever happened in the past. But I don't know. I don't think so. But, we'll find out, right? But in the meantime, just keep plugging along. Plan for the worst, hope for the best, do what you can, and live your life. Don't let these fear mongers, get you so stressed out that you're not even enjoying your life. All you can think, because I know I was there. I still go through that from time to time. And then I have to just remind myself, you know what? I'm still here. I still got a roof over my head. We're still eating, the sun still came out. It's still freaking gorgeous out. I'm going to be going to the beach soon. I can drive up to the mountains. They're right there. It's beautiful out, and life is still good. It's still good. As long as you have your health, there's still a lot you can do. So yeah, don't let the fear mongering get to you. Live your life. Just, be wise, do what you can, and just enjoy yourself and be kind. It comes back to you. When you're nice to other people, it'll come back to you. And if you can help somebody, help them. We see a lot of people struggling, and especially when it's family and friends, if you can. We can't always. Maybe it's just lending a shoulder to cry on, but don't ever look down your nose on anybody. Okay, well, I got my car vacuumed out, and I haven't gotten a single order from Uber, so I think I'm going to go home and get some work done at home, and then we'll come back out tonight. And it's Thursday night. Thursday nights are usually pretty good, so I think we'll be okay. And I really want to try and do the stealth camping just one night, just because that's the way I am, like I did the tent thing. I just want to see what's it like, what do these people go through? I like to understand their experience and stuff. I might do it. If I get enough comments, I'll do it. Me, I'm crazy. I'll try anything. So, God dang, it's hot in here. I'm going to turn on the air. This is ridiculous. It's like 90 degrees. Okay, let's go outside and check on my jasmine. Nope, you stay back. Look at that. Look. Oh, the smell. I wish we had smell-o-vision. Oh my God. Because it's hot, it releases the scent. Hi, Jazz. Oh, it smells so good. Okay. Look at these flowers. How beautiful. Oh, so pretty. Look at that sky, you guys. And there's no snow on the mountain. That's Big Bear. The snow is all gone. The pool is up, but it's not. We got to put water in it so it'll warm up. It's Memorial Day weekend. this is usually the time we get ready. So I think we're going to have to, it's going to take a couple days to fill it up. Okay, what do we got going on here? Oh, you lie. Well, I guess it is in the shade. It says it's like 82. It feels like, yeah, I guess it feels like 82. But not out in the sun. Yeah, it is warm.